Good morning, Unity of Gainesville. How's everybody doing this morning? It's so good to see everyone here. My name is Charlotte. I will be your Sunday service leader this morning. We're so happy to have everyone here that's in person, and those of you that are joining us virtually, thank you. Do we have any newcomers here today? Any newcomers? Anyone for the first time? We do. All right, we have a welcome packet for you, and Oh, so you're a Unity member of another place. Well, welcome to Unity of Gainesville, Florida. We're really happy to have you here. You're still going to get a flower, though, and other people are going to get a flower. So if you have a flower, everyone else's mission is to ask them a question that you haven't asked them before. Get to know one another a little bit. Before we get started, I'd like everyone to remember to silence their cell phones, please. And if you are able, let us stand and remember why we are here at Unity of Gainesville. So we'll go through our vision, our mission, and our core values. They may be on the screen, they may not. Here we go. We can read together our vision. Centered in divine love and wisdom, we joyfully create a world united in positive spirituality. Our mission, through prayer, meditation, spiritual education, and service, we put God's love into action. And our core values. I am spirit-led. I am love. I am generosity. I am gratitude. And I am inclusivity. Thank you. You may be seated. And so as we all know, Reverend Ryan has aligned our unity with the natural rhythms and seasons of nature. And so for April through June, we have our core idea as awakening and renewal. The focus is faith, creativity, and new beginnings. And our series container is the blooming of spirit, awaken and arise. And our anchoring thought, we can all say together, I awaken to divine possibilities.
Hey everybody, what's up? What's up, what's up? That's right. Pretty soon we're gonna have a DJ, all right? I already talked to Brock about his drummer friends. We're gonna have a whole situation, okay? So y'all know what this moment is. This is our moment of evocation. Can we say evocation? An evocation is simply a reminder of what is. And so I invite you to take a cleansing breath in this moment. And when I sound the bowl, I invite you to take a breath. We sound the bowl for the first time, affirming that there is only love. And that love goes by many names: source, substance, divine love, consciousness, allness. Whatever name we choose, we affirm that that is all there is. Repeat after me. There is only love. We sound the bowl a second time, affirming that if there is only love, then who are we? We are love. We are the arms, the hands and feet, the expression, the music of love. Repeat after me. I am love. We sound the bowl a third and final time, affirming that if there is only love, which there is, and we are the embodiment, the expression of love, which we are, then what are we to do with all the things that we encounter? The frustrations, the nerves, the stresses, the surgeries, the traffic jams, the tickets, the bills. This morning, we are reminded to take all of who we are into everything we experience. Repeat after me. I take all of who I am into everything I experience. So it is.
I got asked kind of last minute to play this morning, and I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to play, but I woke up this morning with a song stuck in my head that was from growing up and singing in Sunday school, and you know, the words kind of mean an entirely different thing to me now, but it was just bringing joy to my entire morning. So I started singing it, and then I started just singing, you know, kind of what I really meant, and singing it through a few times. And this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to sing it through a few times, kind of redefine where we're centered on everything this morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Feel free to sing along. I put this one a little bit lower than my vocal range. But I was starting to think, you know, what makes my day? And I know on Sundays in particular, what makes my day is coming here and seeing all of you. The culmination of our individual spiritual journeys every week, where we check in and affirm that light in each other. And I'm so grateful for that. So really, this is the day that we all have made, and we're going to sing that through. And you know what? What are we? We just heard that all is love, right? We are, that's right. So we're going to sing. This is a day that we all have made, and this is the day that our love has made. And feel free to sing along, clap if you want, whatever. This is the day that we all have made, that we all have made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that we all have made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that we all have made. This is the day that our love has made, that our love has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that our love has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that our love has made.
Brock, thank you so much. That was a callback, boy. Y'all remember that one from back in the day. It's so funny because those words used to be like, what does that mean? The Lord has made. And now we understand that when we say the Lord metaphysically, we're talking about the law, all that that is, all that is possible, has made this day. Not somebody in the sky looking down ready to condemn, right? And I love what Brock has brought to us, that our love has made this day. And we'll talk more about that later. So if you're joining us for the first time, hey, Unity on the Bay, we love you. What we do here is we love to celebrate. And the easiest way to do that is by asking if there were any birthdays last week. Any birthdays? I know Reverend Carla had a birthday 2 weeks ago, okay? 26, that's right. Happy birthday, Reverend Carla, we love you. Were there any anniversaries, milestones, any graduates in the house? Okay, so our very own Julie, she graduated last night. She's our AV person. This is Sally, but not yet. Anyway, it's like she looks familiar. Julie, our very own Julie, she was a senior in criminology. She graduated from UF yesterday. And so Sally and I and the family, we are represented on behalf. So yeah, we're super proud of her. So when you see Julie, just tell her congratulations. We also know in this community that healing shows up in a lot of different ways. And so it's both in our body temple and it's also in our experiences. So some of us in this room are dealing with estrangement from loved ones. We're dealing with complications in relationships. We're dealing with, you name it, it's expressed in this room. And so when we say there is only love, that's a radical statement. Because sometimes the sting doesn't feel like love. Sometimes that sting feels like the opposite of love. But the truth is, we know and we affirm that all is unfolding toward its perfection, everything. And so in the moment that the thing is stinging, it's no doubt that that is evolving to its greater expression of love. And so what we're going to do is we're going to send and receive some love. And so Reverend Carla reminds us that our thoughts are a prayer. So when we rehearse something over and over again, I hope it doesn't work out, we're actually praying for that thing, right? And so when we send a thought, that is a prayer. So we're going to send a thought of love to each other, if that's okay. I want you to rub your hands together and extend them to those around you. And imagine that you are able to send and receive some good love. Y'all say, good love. All right, repeat after me. We see you. We know you for who you truly are. God in expression. We celebrate you. We love you. And we wrap our arms around you on your sacred walk. All right, y'all, keep those hands up. I want you to wave at somebody across the room. Hey, girl, what's up? You looking cute in that pink? Whatever it is, right? That's right. I miss you. I love you. And do one more thing, y'all. There is a camera in the back of the room. We're going to wave at our loved ones who are unable to be here. We love you, and we see you well and whole, just as you are. So this moment is our unity moment. And so when we light this candle, we are affirming our oneness. So when one of us is moving through a healing journey, all of us are moving through a healing journey. When any one of us is moving through a celebration, shout out to Julie, all of us are celebrating. So it is.
All right, and now we're going to hop into our community announcements. But before I even get into the community announcements, I'm just going to let you know, we're breezing through them. I'm not giving you details. If you want the details, you got to check out the newsletter that Miss Starr puts together every week. She puts so much effort into it. She makes amazing flyers. You can also find those on the bulletin board right outside Unity. So make sure you sign up for that newsletter because you get a lot of information in there. Like a spiritual book club that is starting by Reverend Carla Palmer on May 21st. Do you want to just give a quick?
Continuing, we just keep going on and on with these. So they're very good. They're life-changing. What can we say?
You heard it here, folks. This is going to be the Book of Innocence, Book 2, the Manifestation Trilogy, channeled by Paul Selig. We also have volunteer opportunities available, so those of you that are able-bodied and trying to get more involved in Unity, We have multiple teams that you can join. So we have a building team, a grounds team, a care team, a golf cart team, a hospitality team, and a welcome team. So again, if you want to sign up for any of those, make sure you hit up our newsletter. We have all of the links in there. Our Rise and Shine meeting every Monday morning from 9 to 9:30 is still happening. Every day. Yeah, did I not? I thought I said every morning. Oh, okay. Every morning, every day, every morning, 9 to 9:30. They just started their May 2026 theme. It's shifting the paradox of this paradigm into the reality of the sublime, with me, my Christ, and I. For questions, please contact Reverend Marcy Newman. We are also having our prayer clinic after Sunday service today. It's on the first and third Sundays of every month. Dr. Reverend Carla Palmer. Sorry, are you a doctor or just a reverend? Well, today you're a doctor. Dr. Reverend, Reverend Carla Palmer. Maybe a doctor one day. There we go. A metaphysician doctor. She'll be leading our prayer clinic after service today. So if you want to learn the power of affirmative prayer, just stay in the sanctuary immediately after service. And on that note, Jackie is our prayer chaplain today. So if you want to have one-on-one prayer before or after service, every Sunday we have a prayer chaplain. So thank you, Jackie, for being ours today. Okay, we hear that you want name tags. So if you want a name tag, right in this coming and going hallway right here, there is a clipboard that you can sign up to get a name tag. So you put your name on that clipboard, a name tag will magically appear. Metaphysics. If you also want to be added to this awesome directory put together by Paul Leese, there we go. You can thank you so much for all that you've already done putting this together. He's put a lot of work into it. If you do want to be added, you can find one of these flyers right at that coming and going table, right when you walk into Unity on the left side, right by that utility closet. Just sign up for one of these and you will be added to this. Everyone still with me? All right, cool. And then the very last thing is we're going to have a Save the Date community meeting Sunday, May 17th. Reverend Ryan Hope is going to give us a little bit more information on that one.
Y'all, can I just say, Reverend Charlotte is rocking it, all right? Okay? All my SSLs, y'all, this is work. This is work. Before service, all the SSLs, we're like making laps in the building. And then, of course, somebody's like, hey, can you announce? And you're like, yes, we can do it. But we're going to have a nice, clean system that we'll be able to, like, onboard all potential announcements. But a special thank you to all of our SSLs, and you're rocking it. I just got to say that. Okay, so a save the date is for May 17th. May 17th, and that is a couple Sundays from now. And so we're going to have a community meeting where we're going to discuss the alignment of Unity Worldwide headquarters, right? And so basically between now and then, you probably saw on the newsletter, save the date. This week, I'm also going to prepare like a little statement to kind of guide you through what we'll be doing. But we're going to have a larger conversation as a community to decide how we want to align with Unity Worldwide headquarters. And so we are, no doubt, absolutely beyond an affiliate. We're like lockstep with what Unity is as an organization. And so as the organization is going through its organizational structure and changes, that means it also trickles down to us. And so we're going to have a conversation as a community. How would we like to align ourselves? Do we want to be an affiliate? Do we want to be a field partner? Do we want to be in full collaboration as a partner? And so it's a one topic meeting. However, the topic is going to be so much more if you have something you want to discuss. And so we heard you loud and clear in the congregational survey last year, which was we want opportunities to be able to just talk outside of a board meeting. Can we have just meetings to just engage with the business of the organization? And so we're going to do that. So May 17th, we're going to do two things. We're going to have some pizza, right, hopefully, and we'll have some gluten-free options. So no need to leave. And then the other thing is we're going to discuss our alignment organizationally with Unity Worldwide headquarters. Cool. And if you are a new member, don't worry, we'll catch you up. If you're an old member, don't worry, we'll catch you up. All right.
Thank you. Okay, and on that note, we will shift into our inspiration that will then lead us to the rest of the service. So I invite you to take a cleansing breath. And this quote was shared with me yesterday. It's a quote called Medicine Way by a Cherokee tribal elder. It says, "Everything we put out into the universe comes back to us in some way, shape, or form. This does not necessarily have to be a visible act of some kind. In the medicine, some of the most powerful acts are the thoughts that roam around in our heads every day. One must be clear and conscious in what you think and do. This is medicine that leaves your body, mind, and spirit, like the heat off of your skin and the breath from your mouth, and the winds will bring it back to you."
Thank you so much, Reverend Charlotte. We're going to move into quick prayer. By quick, I mean we're always praying. So now we're just going to say we're praying. So I'm inviting you to take a cleansing breath. And if it's your practice, I invite you to close your outer eye. We're holding in our hearts those in our community who are in special need of a little more love. We want to honor Noelle as she prepares for surgery on Thursday. We want to honor those, Monica, who has moved out of a successful surgery. We want to honor Bonnie and Chris and all those in our community who are at different phases of their healing journey. And there are many, many others who are engaging with their journey in silence. And so in this moment, we lift their names and envelop them in love. We affirm in this divine moment that right where they are, all is well. Not at some future date, not at when something works out or when a prognosis is cleared, but in this very moment, this present moment, we affirm, because there is only love that is perpetually expressing itself in perfection, they are loved and perfect right now. And we see them as whole. We see them as perfect. And all of us in this room, we affirm that as we walk on our sacred journeys, we hold the high watch. We affirm that which is ours and release that which is not. We forgive that which can be forgiven and we release that which cannot. We harness and hold on to the truth that love is perpetually expressing itself, even if evidence looks otherwise, because we know there is a greater power at work, and we too are a part of that expression. We affirm this truth in all things by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
My voice isn't doing that great this week. I was in the hospital earlier this week. Everything's okay, but I'm still pretty tired. So I'm gonna play some instrumental stuff and just be in silence.
Thank you so much, Brock. So this week has been a reminder for me that every single talk, we got to experience it before we can get up here, okay? So if you've ever had an opportunity to, I know we have a lot of teachers in this room. If you ever had an opportunity to teach anything, whether it's a classroom setting or whether it's a little pod or a cohort, anything, in order to teach it, you gotta feel that thing. You gotta have that knowledge so deep that when you're teaching it, the words that are coming out of your mouth is clarifying your depth of understanding. Okay? And you're like, oh, I didn't know that I knew it that well. Because in philosophy, what we understand is back in the day, now we take for granted writing, right? Writing is what we're used to. But back in the day, during Plato's time, writing was something that was a new technology, and writing was not to be trusted because the philosophers of the day believed that once it's written down, what you actually have is an opinion. And so if that opinion gets spread far enough, then the opportunity to decipher truth from fiction becomes even more difficult. And so we could hear that argument and say, yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? Especially those of us who are on social media, you name it. It's like, it's written down, it looks legit, these videos look authentic. Is this real? We've effectively come full circle from where writing as a new technology wasn't trusted. What was trusted? Can y'all guess? The voice. The voice was trusted because you could see what was coming out of this person. And if you didn't understand, you could challenge it. And so in the absence of entertainment, as we understand it, the entertainment was to see philosophers debate. That was to be trusted. And what I want to offer this morning is what we encounter as people is actually something that just comes full circle. It's a spiral. It's not a circle that just doesn't go up or down, it stays neutral. It's actually a spiral headed into something higher, something greater, a more full expression of its truth. And here's what I mean, y'all. This community is bound by something that is not just regional. Y'all follow me on this. Gainesville, Florida is not the only reason that unites us in this room. That's not it. Our faith walks that are inspired by a myriad of experiences actually connects us in this room. Before our ability to connect with each other, all we had was our communities, a 3-mile radius. These people around us, that's all we had. Our ability now to be connected across time and space and geography enables us to have commonality among us. Y'all look around the room. Just look around the room. Look at how diverse we are as a group of people. I'm not just talking about ethnicity. I'm talking about age. I'm talking about hair color, right? I see you, Jesselyn. Come on, right? We got the red popping in front, all right? We are right now an expression of what diversity looks like. In any other setting, would we speak to each other? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We walk past people we have a lot in common with, not even knowing it often. What binds us in this room are spiritual systems that says there is a force, a love, a consciousness that is beyond articulation. Now, the truth is, y'all, during the mid-19th century, during the Great Awakening, there was and Calvinist movement. Religion then was to see ourselves as ultimately condemned. And we were in a perpetual soup of sin. And the only way we could redeem ourselves was to go to the priest or was to go to the minister, because that person had a closer connection to God. And this life was merely an exercise to demonstrate how much you are worth getting into heaven. That's how spiritual systems were framed, right? And then, during the late 19th century, there was a belief in a personal relationship with God. We no longer had to go to a minister or to go to a priest to have that connection with God. We could, in fact, in our own individual expressions, connect with source, substance. And then we would begin to testify. And we would show how this God presence was expressing itself in all of our experiences. So one's personal relationship with God became supreme. And then, a few years later, as our ability to connect with each other using technology called a locomotive, we were able to see, there are other people in other parts of the world that express this connection with the supreme, the divine. And maybe there is something to that. Christianity isn't the only way. There are other spiritual systems that have been around longer. Oh, wow, look at that. Our ability to know how diverse we are was our ability to see each other, to know this other person existed, and then we learn from them. Our ability now to know how spiritual systems work, no matter how vast those fields are, is only possible because of our awareness of each other. It's only possible because we know the other person exists. In the absence of that knowledge, the truth is, we become insular. And in quantum physics, that's called a closed loop. And what do you think happens in a closed loop? It breaks down. It dies. It dies. I'll give you an example. So here we have a flame, right? In order for this flame to exist, it needs air, right? This little contraption here closes the loop. It stops the air. Now watch. I didn't have to blow. It took no energy for that to happen other than for me to drop this little thing on it. This is a closed loop. Now, if that can be demonstrated with a candle, imagine what that looks like in our experience. Now, how does a closed loop show up in our experience? What y'all got? Isolation? Communication? Ooh, somebody said my word. Judgment. Uh-oh. Y'all, I could pack up and we did it. Check. Uh-oh. Thank you. So for those of us online, Gabe said on the positive is to watch the mind, to see the mind do its thing, to have distance, the awareness of the mind. I'm going to park in judgment for a little bit because I was headed there. I'm not sure who said it. I thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, Jackie. So in judgment, guess what's actually happening, y'all? Okay, first of all, we're not going to condemn judgment because we all do it, all right? We all do it. We do it so much that it actually helps us to survive, right? So back in the day, we needed to be able to decipher an apple from a rock, right? We got to judge it, okay? All right, we need judgment. I'm not here saying that we tripping. No, it's a good thing, all right? when used appropriately. But I want to park at judgment for a little bit. Because what actually happens in judgment is we've created a really nice barrier of pillows, right? Really nice. Because from the outside, it looks like it's pillows. But what we've done is we've effectively walled ourselves from those around us. First of all, we can't see, but it looks comfortable. It looks comfortable. And we don't realize the separation that's being caused by those little pillows being stacked. We don't realize it. Now, those pillows could be something as small as, I don't really like people who curse. I don't really like people who curse. That's a small one, right? But how big is that? I don't like. How about I prefer not to be around that? So we have a loved one who cusses. Say, listen, I love you so much, but I can't do that. I'm trying to keep this clean. Whatever you got to say, right? There are ways that we can navigate judgment. But let's choose, I don't like people who curse. And then we begin to stack and wall ourselves from what we perceive to be the best way to function in our experience. I don't know about y'all, but have you ever tried to walk through any barrier? We're capable of a lot of things, but physics tells us that I can't jump off of a cliff and start flying. None of us can. We can hold the truth of knowing that love is everywhere all at the same time, and we can also hold the truth that our anatomy is not designed to fly. We can hold that reality. So if we've stacked pillows, I'm using that analogy, around us, can we move? No. We've effectively walled ourselves, and we've effectively become immovable. Immovable in our ability to move, and also immovable in other people's ability to enable change within us, to soften our hearts. Here's why this is important, y'all. Imagine if us in this room hardened our hearts so much that we weren't able to hear love expressed in the way that it did that got you in this room. All of us have gone through some incredible experiences. Experiences that drove us to an environment to be reminded that there is only love and you are perfect just the way you are. Something drove us to a space to say you are accepted, that no matter what happened in your past, you are cleared from it. And that past enabled you to be as brilliant and as bright and as lovely as you are. Something drove us to this kind of environment. A couple weeks ago, I talked about being illegible, not being clear to outside eyes. Something in our experience drove us to an environment that is not clear. Sally and I, a couple weeks ago during Easter, we took the kids to a Easter egg hunt. And y'all, it was incredible. I don't know if I've ever seen that many families and kids in one environment. It was sponsored by our local church. And as I'm walking and I'm seeing all these kids and all these families, I mean, it was vendors there. It was everything from boba tea to Chick-fil-A. It was food trucks. It looked like a carnival. And these families all over the city were packed into this field, and they had it so organized. There was a little patch for the little kids, the little tots. There was another patch for like the first through fifth graders, and there was another patch for the high schoolers who were too cool. But trust me, they were there looking for their eggs too. All right? Everybody was there. And then they had little signs if you had to go to the restroom. And I went inside the building and I saw this beautiful facility. And everybody was so nice. And y'all, I could not help but feel, oh, I get why it's easier just to be in a space that, yes, you may not believe everything that they say. You might not align emotionally or even spiritually with everything that's being said. But for the sake of the community, for the sake of this love and joy and effervescence, you say, I'll tolerate this stuff that, okay, yeah, the pastor's talking about sin, and I don't believe in all that, but everything else is okay. And as I'm walking through this building and I'm seeing all the kids outside, I got it. I understood it. I was freed from this judgment I had in my heart. I was judging. I understand why some of us go into communities where we might not align with everything that's being said. I get it. Right? We clench down and we might not say how we're really feeling about something because another part of us is being served and loved and cared for. We do it in our families, right? We might go to a Thanksgiving and we'll say, okay, I know there are things I'm not just going to talk about. I'm going to not say nothing because if I say anything, it's going to turn into a thing. And you'll get right up to the edge and you'll be doing good. You don't say anything. And then guess what, y'all? It happens. It happens. You can't resist. That uncle, that auntie, that sister, that what, you name it, fill in the blank, says the thing that just pushes you over, boop, pushes you right over the edge. Or somebody will look at you and say, hey, you're pretty quiet. How you feel about this? Oh, you know. You refuse to put words to it. But they know it. And then guess what, y'all? We say it. Against all of our judgment, all of our rational mind says, don't say that. Everything is going good. The meal is about to come out. Right? Now, just be quiet. Some of us got kids who do some crazy things, and we want to check them. But we're like, you know what? I'm going to choose in this moment. I'm going to act like I didn't see that because we're going to have a good meal, right? I don't know how good the meal is because you're trying to stuff down the feeling of wanting to say something. I see it, but we're going to have a good time. If there are any other day, I'm going to have a good time right now. My point is, even in environments in our own families, we feel like we're not quite belonging there. Because if you look in this community, now granted, there are over 600 unities all over the world. We're international, y'all. But per capita of how many people in Gainesville there are, we are but a fraction. And here's the other thing. The reason why we're recording is because there are other people who feel the same way who don't know we exist. I got to tell this story, and I told Brock I'll share it. So Brock was in a cigar shop roaming around, and so he was trying to tell the teller about, yeah, I go to the spiritual community, all faith walks are welcome, and he was trying to find a way to describe it, and the person said, oh, unity. Yes, us. We're the ones that say no matter who you are, no matter what faith walk you choose, that there are many paths to the same destination. We're the ones that say, as you are, in this moment, no matter what you went through, guess what? Y'all say the word perfect. Whoa. look at somebody next to you, and it might be a couple people, so you might have to go side to side. I need you to say, you are perfect. You are perfect. Now, y'all, take a second. So you said it to somebody, and it was said to you, but I don't know if you fully got it. All right? We gotta let it sink in. So I'm gonna help you out. All right. So you said the words, but I don't know if it went all the way in. So I'll help you out. You are perfect. Thank you, Laurie. Laurie said, you perfect. Thank you. You are perfect. Y'all hear me? On the camera, y'all perfect. You're perfect. Guess what? Guess what? Here's another thing. It's one thing to say, I am perfect. Y'all, because we are surrounded by so-called evidence that says you are not perfect. We got a 3-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter. They love being buck naked, y'all. Buck naked. This morning I woke up and it was just Heine right here. And I'm like, baby, where's your diaper? She's just rolling all over the bed. And I'm like, all right, Nana, can you get baby a diaper? Jeez Louise. They just love being naked. Their bodies are perfect. They have not been surrounded by any conditioning that says they are otherwise. They have not been surrounded by any social media that says this is the definition of perfect. This is what a beautiful body looks like. This is what your hair and your skin should look like. They don't have any of that conditioning. As they are perfect. So when the Christian Bible says to be like little children, that's what it's not talking about. There's a sense of peace and freedom and effortlessness that comes with it. Now, guess what, y'all? It's not, now, this is going to sound pretty big, right? It sounds simple, but I'm acknowledging how difficult it is, right? It's not that hard to decide that we are perfect. It's not that hard. If we believe it. Y'all, it is incredibly difficult to rehearse something over and over and over again, and you don't believe it. It takes a lot of work. Well, we talked a couple weeks ago about what it means to be consciously competent, right? To be conscious of it. I am conscious that I'm perfect, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to be conscious of it. I'm going to rehearse it. It's going to become affirmative prayer. I'm going to invite other people into that level of consciousness. I am consciously competent, that I am perfect. And then guess what, y'all? Without even realizing, you get to a space of unconscious competence where you just walk and you just are expressing, vibrating the perfection, guess what, that you are. Not something that you got to step into and imagine it to be so. Y'all, I am aware of how what we do here is like a little bit different because I am aware of how much work it is because it puts the onus back on us. When I spoke about doing the Easter egg hunt in that really big, beautiful church, what's being taught, and this is no shade, what's being taught is we surrender to a Lord and a God outside of ourselves. And it's from that source and substance that we get our path forward. It's from that source and substance that we learn the way. And guess what, y'all? It's a little easier. Because if I got to say, help me with this thing, one day, God's going to work it out. Keep the faith. What I'm ultimately doing is I'm actually freeing myself of the work. Y'all, when you come to Unity, this is work. This is work. This is work. We are being reminded of the work. conscious competence to be mindful of the words we use, the conscious competence to be in an environment where you are being spiritually challenged. Y'all, this is absolutely a family. And I can say that with confidence because you got family members who drive you nuts. You got family members who are like, oh God, not today, not today. Hey! Right? But guess what? When it's going down, what you gonna do? Listen, we a unit up in here. I don't care how much they drive me nuts. Oh, no, we go in the back. It's us. And it's a conscious choice to say, I'm in this environment, and I'm going to be reminded every single Sunday that there is only love, even though the news is showing some other stuff. To be reminded every single Sunday that I am love. I am both the expression and the embodiment of it. I am the hands. Y'all, look at your hands. I am the hands. Look at your feet. I am the hands and feet of love. Yes, we're going to hold, let's call them muscles and sinews. Those are words that we made up. We made those words up. I think it's better to call it love. Because love is twisting and contorting and maneuvering and manipulating itself, expressing and ever evolving into something. And guess what? I just asked y'all to look at each other, to look at the diversity that we are. That is the diversity of love as it's expressing itself. That is love. And so every single Sunday, if we say there's only love, and I'm telling you there's the evidence of it because you got your hands and your feet. And then the next thing is to take who we truly are into everything we experience. What that means is if I know I'm love, and y'all say perfect. If I know I'm love, y'all say perfect. If I know I'm perfect, how am I going to encounter this text message that did a thing? Right? I was talking to Gabe a couple weeks ago. Gabe said, that is an opportunity. That is our thank you. Thank you for this text because I'm reminded of, that's a little pocket in there, right? If we're cleaning a house and we didn't get a little section of a closet, we say, oh, man, we don't beat ourselves up because we missed that section. We say, okay, good. Next time when I get my cleaning supplies, I'm going to make sure I get that section. That's it. We don't got to beat ourselves up because we missed a little pocket of area that needed to be clean. We just acknowledge it. So if you say I am only love, y'all say perfect. If I say I am perfect and I get a text message and I feel that sting because I want to say something so smart. I want to cut deep. As Gabe says, we say thank you. Whoa. I'm holding the phone, y'all. This is my fake phone, right? Whatever it is. Whoa. Thank you. Now, of course, we don't text back, thank you, right? And they look at the phone like, what the? And then you get back in it either way, right? We just hold the gratitude. And y'all, we're perpetually, and I said spiral at the top of our time together. We're perpetually spiraling toward a greater expression. It's not a circle that just is fixed in one plane. We're perpetually moving, and these lessons are repeating itself. There was a time a couple thousand years ago when writing was a new technology, and it wasn't to be trusted. And guess what's happening now, y'all? We don't know what fact or fiction is, but I'm here to say we do. Why? Because we're perfect. What does it have to do with anything? By being perfect, we know there is an intuitive, conscious wisdom that we are tapped into, and we know. It's just like if I say, should I wear the pink shirt or the purple shirt? And 9 people say, wear the purple shirt. And 1 person says, wear the pink shirt. And I say, I knew it. I knew it was the pink shirt. Because there is a knowing that defies any of the brain doing this rational thing that knows truth to be truth. I'm talking about truth with a capital T. There is a divine knowing that we are all perpetually expressed and moving through. That's what got us in this room, even though it's difficult. Even though we can't surrender to a God outside of ourselves, the thing that we're trying to work through. And y'all, and this is when stuff get really, really hard. There are those of us in this room who are moving through all kinds of experiences. And y'all, when the funk hits the fan, I want to say something else, right? When the funk hits the fan, it's in those moments that when we're like, we got to hold tight even if we're wavering. And even if we have to call out, just to be reminded that we have everything we need right now to move through this experience. Right now. We already possess it. Even though the logic says, I need more money, I need more help, I need this to work out. Even though the logic says, here are the things for this other thing to work out. There is a truth that we have to hold on to. Y'all say perfect. A truth that I have to hold on to. That I am perfect. Why am I stressed about this? No matter what the outcome, it's always going to work out. Always going to work out. Y'all, it's so much wisdom in this room, and it has nothing to do with age. Because I know y'all got friends who are old enough to know better, okay? It has nothing to do with age, right? There is so much wisdom in this room from the depth of our experience. And guess what, y'all? It always works out. Even when you were in that relationship and you're like, I don't want divorce. This isn't what I wanted for my family. And of course, the big D comes. And then 10 years later, you're like, yeah, it all worked out. It all worked out. I mean, I'm talking about big life stuff. All of us have had those cataclysmic moments. And then the outcome is it always works out. You know why? Y'all say perfect. Because you are perfect. I want y'all to take that in. If it's your practice, I want you to close your outer eye. I want you to take a breath. We're going to move this knowing, this truth that is, all the way down into our heart. I don't care what you're going through, what you've been through, what is coming up, what you just got out of. I don't care what it is. I need you to hold on to this truth, that you are perfect. No words are needed. You don't have to say, I am perfect. You vibrate the perfection right now. Y'all keep breathing. Eric Butterworth talks about taking it in, taking it into the silence. Charles Fillmore called it the silence. We can call it meditation. We're going to take this into a moment of silence. And all we're going to do is, if the thoughts wants to creep in, we're just going to envelop it with the consciousness, the knowing that we are perfect. All I want you to do is be in this feeling tone of perfection. Feel it. Know it to be true. This isn't a reset because you were never apart from it. This isn't an acknowledgement because you always knew it was there. This is an invitation. gonna keep breathing. Perfection knows joy. Perfection knows a smile. I want you to allow this buoyant music to be perfection dancing within you. We are here. Repeat after me. I remember. I remember. There was a time when I forgot, but I remember. I am perfect. I remember. Y'all keep on breathing for me. Whenever you're ready, I want you to open your eyes. This is going to take a couple moments. I want you to find a couple people. And I want you to repeat after me. I remember. I want you to say it to a couple people. I remember. I remember. There was a time when I forgot, but I remember. I remember. I might have forgot. I remember now. I remember. We've all had those moments when we may have forgotten and we gave our power away. But I remember. I might have forgot once or twice, but I remember. I remember. I remember. I am perfect. Y'all feel into that vibration, that truth. That truth. Y'all just feel into it. I want to say that the philosophers had it wrong. It wasn't the voice. It was in the feeling tone. It was in the knowing. It was in the spaciousness that defies language. Dare I say, that does not need language. I remember. I remember. Now, here's my favorite part of a prayer. This whole thing was a prayer, by the way. Okay? This whole thing was a prayer. Here's my favorite part of a prayer. Is when you say, and so it is. That's what amen means. That's a fancy word for, that's right. Y'all guys, it's just a fancy word. We so used to saying it. We made it sacred. It could be sacred. We could say amen. But guess what's also sacred? That's right. Word. Mm-hmm. So it is. So it is. Y'all take a deep breath. So what we're doing, we're going to shift into our giving. And I say it every Sunday, but I need us to remember, the reason why our giving is so close to the talk is because we've elevated our vibratory state, and as we prepare that which we are about to give, we are preparing a seed. We're preparing a seed into fertile soil. And this entire series is about awakening to our divine potential. And when we awaken, we're actually watching spring blossom. So we're watching all these seeds blossom. We're seeing our deck, this beautiful deck, and all the hands that made it possible, all the workers, all the planners. We see our kitchen, our newly remodeled kitchen, all the love and planning that made that happen, and all the things to come. We want to give a special thanks to you and all that you give, your time gifts, your monetary gifts, because your donations keep these lights on. No exaggeration. I want you to take your offering and place it over your heart, whatever it is you have to give. I know many of us give online, so no judgment if you don't move your hand to the basket. We got you. Repeat after me. Divine love, expressed in me and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. We want to give it up for Brock. Brock, thank you so much. Brock takes us to another level. As the kids are coming in, I want to do a quick announcement. We have our prayer clinic immediately after service. So if you're like, what is affirmative prayer? Guess what? We got a space to practice it. So right after service at 12:30, we invite you. All right, the kiddos.
This little light of mine, this little light of I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thank you. Seven is asleep, so she and Miss Alex are staying in the nursery. You know, a lot of people sleep through church, I've heard. Today we were talking about purple power, and I noticed a lot of you have on purple today, and that's our color for May. And we talked about mustard seeds, how tiny they are, how powerful they are. And just like our thoughts are powerful, just like a mustard seed, and a lot of them have decided what they want to do, like work with animals, be an author. That little seed has been planted, and it's going to grow, and it may change. Just like we talked about trees. Did you know a tree grows two ways? It grows first into the dark, hard soil, just like sometimes we have to go through things. And then it grows into a huge, tall tree that gives us shade and the birds places to land. And so we took 3 lima beans, dried lima beans, put them in a little Ziploc. Did anybody bring theirs? No. And we put water on the paper towel, and they're going to take them home, and they're going to see what sprouts first. Is it the plant, or is it the seeds?
Thank you, Miss Gwen. I can't help but see the growth spurts that are happening. Do y'all see how long these legs are? Okay. Y'all are growing so strong. Y'all are smart and beautiful and is expressing in your physical bodies. Wow, we got some growth spurts happening, y'all. That's right. Ms. Gwen said those are power words. All right, y'all, so we know that as we can experience blessings and love, they're vibrating on another level. So we're going to give them a little extra love by blessing our kiddos. So let's rub our hands together. Stand if you're able. Let's do that. We have kiddos in front of us, nieces and nephews, near and far, grandkids, neighbors, all the kids of the world, but especially those in front of us. Repeat after me. Extend your hands to our children. Children, you are perfect just the way you are. We can read together. The divine, magnificent outpicturing of source. Everything you desire is yours because you and God are one. We love you, we really, really love you. All right, y'all, let's circle up.
Hello. Let's begin. Someone begin us. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. Someone's too high. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever you are, God is. We are divine, and all is well.
All right, y'all, if we could look at the back of the camera, we have loved ones who are moving through their healing journey. If we could just wave at them, we love you. We can't wait to wrap our arms around you. And we want you to have a good week.